In this video I'm going to introduce you to file handling. You'll use file handling quite a lot. You'll use it in your programming project. You may be using it for several files, and you may also be asked questions in the exam on file handling. It is a very important aspect of computing. It's important to be able to read and write files. Otherwise, the usefulness of a computer just sort of pales into insignificance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a folder in my computer in local disk, and I'm going to call it file handling, and you should do the same thing. And what I would recommend that you do is that you make notes and store it in the file handling folder, as well as any programs that you create. So sort of create a crib or a cheat sheet and store it in here, so that you've always got it for revision or for looking back when you do your actual program. So I've got a folder called file handling. Double click on it, I'm inside of it. What I want to point out is, number one, is the word path. This here, where it says C:\file handling, is a path. And if I created a folder inside file handling, so if I do file, new folder, call it blah, and if I go inside blah, I want you to notice that the path changes. Okay, so it's now telling me I'm in C, I'm in the folder file handling, I'm in the folder blah. And if I had a file in here, I could refer to it by having a backslash, and if the file was called scores.txt, that would be it. And that is called a path. Now that is going to be something which is quite useful to know at a later date, but we're not going to use it at the moment. So let's go back to file handling. Let's get rid of that folder. Okay, so I'm going to start idle Python and start a new file, and I'm going to save it and close out the shell. I'm going to save it in this folder. Let me just shorten this up a little bit. Now I'm actually using a Mac, so this is a virtual machine, so it's not really on a Windows machine, it's on a Mac, and I cannot demonstrate everything I would like to do, particularly when it comes to deleting files, because the Mac's a little bit more sophisticated and actually deletes files when I don't want them to happen. But if you're on a Windows computer, particularly inside the school, what I say will be true, but I can't actually demonstrate it. So I'm going to create a file, and I'm going to store it in this folder. So file, new file, and let's save that as, oh, I've already got a new file, my computer, local disk, file handling, and I'm going to call handle files .py. Now that .py is called an extension. If we look here, we can have files with different kinds of extension, and txt is one of our important extensions that we'll be playing with. And these are really important to Windows. It's not something that necessarily will exist on other computers. Macs don't need them, Linux doesn't need them, but it is a Windows thing. And what it does, it tells the computer or Windows what kind of file it is. So if you double clicked on it in the file manager, it would open it up using that program. So if I click save, you'll see what I mean. It will create a file called handle files. It tells me it's a Python file because I put .py on it, and it also gives me a nice graphic icon for Python, so I know. So if you'd saved a Word file, you'd have the big blue W there for Word, and that would be a .doc. So file types are, again, quite important, but something that just happens with Windows and not many other operating systems. So we're going to learn how to create a file. So I'm going to create a file called scores.txt, so I can open it up in any text editor, and I'm going to use an editor called Notepad++. Hopefully you've got that at home. Let's restore that down so that I can see whatever I'm writing in my file. we're not actually going to put anything in the file in the next few lessons, but it might be useful just to have a look at and see that the file is there and created. So I'm going to give my file name a name. I'm going to assign it to a variable, and it has to be a string. So the name that you see, and I'm going to call it scores text, has to be a string. So file name is going to contain the words scores.txt. Now to open a file in Python, again you have to have a variable to hold the file, the whole file. Now if I think of a file like a biscuit tin with a lid on, the whole biscuit tin is a file, and that's sort of held in my file. That's got a biscuit tin in it, but I need to open it. In other words, take the lid off to see what's inside, and as long as that lid is off, I can reach in and grab some biscuits. The minute that lid is back on, which is what we say the file is closed, I can no longer reach any biscuits, and the biscuit tin is called my file. So let's give the command to open the biscuit tin or open the file. So it is just open, and then we need to give it two things. This is a little hint. It's telling us that after we've typed open in a bracket, we need to provide a name, we need to provide a mode, but it's optional because these square brackets mean it's optional. We could supply some buffering. Again, that is optional after the mode. We're only ever going to use name and mode. We're never ever going to use buffering. And these must be separated by a comma. So the name is, well, file name. We've just given it a name. I could write scores.txt directly here, but that would be considered bad practice. So I've written a name. Now optionally, I need to put a comma to get the mode. And there are three modes, and the three modes are either write a file, W, append a file, A, or read a file, R. And they have to be characters or strings, so they need to be in quotes. So the first one I'm going to do is an append. And let me just make a little comment down here for what files there are. A is append, that adds onto the end of a file. Now this is important for you to know. This is something that you should create a crib sheet for yourself. W writes a brand new file and erases anything that was called the same. So if I've got a file called scores.txt with 1,000 scores in, and I put the W in there, it will create a brand new file called scores.txt and erase everything. So we need to use W with a great deal of caution. The A would keep the 1,000 items and would add on to the end of it. And finally we use R, which means read. That's not going to change the file at all. So when we open it, we can only read what's in there. So if we've got a biscuit tin, we can only eat the biscuits. We can't put any biscuits in. But there are one or two issues with read that will give us problems. So for example, if we try to read a file that doesn't exist, it will crash our program. So they are notes that you should have. The A, the W and the R are important. They will always be needed, and they are the only three. So here we go. I've got my file name scores.txt. I'm going to open scores and I'm going to append it. Now notice we haven't got a scores.txt file, so if we ask it to write, which we are doing A, if it can't find one, it will create it itself, and it will always create it in the same folder that the file is stored, unless you specify a path, and a path would be something like this. I could store it in C folder. If I did that, it would no longer be written in here, it would be written in another location on the computer. So I'm not specifying a path, so it will be saved in the same place as handle files. If I save my file now and then run it, you will see a file appear. So there's our shell running, nothing happens with the shell, and there's our text document. In the lesson I showed you that we couldn't delete, that the computer would not let you delete it. So if you went to File and Delete, it would not allow you to do that, which is the correct thing. This is a Mac, this will delete it, so I can't actually demonstrate that to you, but you try it on your computer and you shouldn't be able to delete this file. The reason is, if you go back to the biscuit tin analogy, we've got the lid off the biscuits, we want to put the tin back in the cupboard, but we've got to put the lid back on the tin first. And the way we do that is say, well, the tin was called my file, and we do dot close and open and close parenthesis, and that is saying put the lid back on the tin. So we've opened the tin there, and we're closing the tin there. When we do that, we should successfully be able to delete our scores file. So let me run the program again. File save and run. There we go. Notice it didn't create a second version of it. It just looked at this version and just opened it. So if I double click on it, I can see that the file is a text file. It knows it's a text file, so it opens it up in Notepad. Like I said, I would use Notepad++ and find where that is. So that would be in the C drive, file handling, scores, text file. There we can see scores.txt and nothing in it. Notepad++ has got a lot more ability than Notepad. Notepad is just plain, it's just got a few simple menus. It doesn't really tell you the type of file or anything else. Notice that the path is given there, C, file handling, scores.txt. Notepad++ is much better, so if you haven't got that downloaded, download it for free. So, there we go. I'm going to delete this now by choosing File and Delete. And it's gone. So that's our first lesson on how to create a file called scores.txt using the open and close analogies for a biscuit tin called my file. In the next series of lectures, we're going to look at the write and the read and the differences that come with those.